Yo, what's up guys? New video about the DB12 team. The new team that I showcased a few days ago, but I'm going to showcase a little bit more. And as you can see, we just finished a run that is below 30-second average. This team has been running for pretty much the whole day and I only failed twice. And I've been farming for quite some time. So this team is actually very consistent right now. I made some upgrades mainly because of talking to Rex and implementing like the speed ticks that he did, which I will show later, and also giving some other options to make it safer. So this thing is actually pretty much as safe as a normal Tricaru team. Sure, once again, this is very difficult to rune. Also, I had some people like, oh, all of your guides that can't really use them because they're too far endgame. Makes sense. But if I would make a guide right now how you could use your normal Tricaru, I already have that. If I would make a guide right now how to do your GB12 on Seiishizo, I already have that. If I would make a video on how to do Kyle team in GB12, there is already a better team. For example, the Tricaru team together with the Drunken Master if you don't have a Belial. With the Belial, which actually have an upgraded version of, well, semi-upgraded version to make it safer as well. And otherwise just Seiishizo, which is very safe as well. So already have those videos. So I'm not making any repeats of any videos that I already have. And for that simple case, you have videos that any video that will come out right now, and there is no a hard balance change, there is no unit change, there is no nothing change, is going to mean that I have something crazy, like something crazy as a team that probably most people are not going to be able to make. But actually, to be honest, I do not have the craziest rage runes. I do not farm Corazon, I barely farm Necro, so I do not have the most crazy rage runes out there. I do have pretty good team up runes, so team up runes pretty much means like fight, some shields here and there, but mainly fight and accuracy. I have pretty decent runes of those, but to be honest, the only accuracy runes I have is just from farming Elunia. And fight, I have been farming some fight in the past, and also here and there if there's an event I get a fight rune instead of a Vio rune if it's a hero or something. But let's actually focus on this team. As you've seen it running on the background, this team is pretty much 100%. Maybe you already noticed what's the difference here. The speed tuning is different because actually the two Astars are exactly the same as they were before. So let's look at the Astars first, because for some people that didn't check the first video, I did change some here and there in like what kind of artifacts they have. But this is the first Astar, this is the high damage Astar with the artifacts: damage on fire, co-op damage, and then additional damage from attacks, single targets, crit damage, and some crit damage from good. Then we have some more Astar. Let's go Astar here. Also this one, more co-op damage, less damage on fire. I actually used the optimizer to check which artifacts would do most on a fire unit with a co-op attack. So therefore we have that. And then this Astar is about the same attack as the previous one, but minus like 20% crit damage. So that doesn't really change. So what did we do for the Icarus? We made the Icarus, wait, let me take the first one first. We made the Icarus pretty fast. So this Icaro is not necessarily outspeeding the dragon, but it's more interesting to outspeed the right tower. If you outspeed the right tower, there is no immunity. No immunity simply means a lot more damage potential. And that is what this whole team is about. We have 3 Icarus, so we got an Icaro at plus 140, we got an Icaro at plus 103, and we got an Icaro at plus 82. Are these stats easy to get? Absolutely not. This is very difficult to get. It does make my run somewhat slower because previously I had my Icarus on more fight sets, very high damage set as well. And as you can see right here, this is pretty much what's left over for something that I can still have a shield set in there. It is recommended to still have 1 shield set. I have 2 fight sets here. I have 1 accuracy set here and then fully broken on the fastest set. And I have an accuracy and a fight set over here. So technically I only have 5 out of 9 team sets, while shield is also 1, so 6 out of 9 team sets, which is a lot less than my previous iteration of 8. But as you can see, we need those speeds. So speeds is something I talked about previously with the ticks. So let me show you how that works. So this one is the one that I showed previously. So we currently have the Astars have to be in between 49, or was it 49? I think it's 49, no, 50. I think it's 50 and 57. Yeah, no faster than 57, that's the main thing. Because as you can see here, you want to skip a tick in between. And skipping a tick in between that the 8th tick is skipped makes it that this whole team works. So we have Tricaru 1 moving at tick 5. Tricaru 2, well, moving like pretty much right after. This is not that important. I could make them slower for this. But the main thing is, the moment the Astar takes a turn, this one takes a turn. The first Tricaru takes a turn. I'm also comparing to a 121, which is the speed of the right tower. Then the second Tricaru takes a turn. And then also the third Tricaru takes a turn before the enemy tower. So technically, I will have, how many turns? I will have 6 turns plus 2. So I'll have 8 turns before immunity is up. So 2 turns from the Astars and 6 turns of the Tricarus in total. With that, it's very, very high potential that you actually kill the boss before he takes, or before the immunity is up. And that makes this run very safe. It does, however, go slower by a slightly bit from time to time, because the main thing is that your Tricarus just do a lot less damage. And actually the extra damage on the boss made it pretty fast. So if you have better rage runes than I have, this team is gonna get more consistent. Like, it's going to be more common that you 2-hit that wave, that you 2-hit this wave, that you 2-hit the following up wave. Because for me, I actually need this, if you can do it, that your Astars are that strong, which is kind of difficult, that you need 3 Astars in the team up to actually fully kill a wave, you're very much improving your time by quite a lot. Because for me, I need 4 Astars to move during the team up, so that's 2 times 2. Having 2 times 1, or 1 times 2 and 1 times 1 is very much more likely. If that would kill the waves, you are looking at a very, very higher, consistent, strong time. However, my time, this is still a lot and a lot better than the normal Tricaru team. So that is still not going to chase. You did see that there was no armor break at the start here, which is still kind of possible to happen for me. That's the only fails I have seen today, but that's literally 2 fails in like more than 1,000 runs. But as you can see, the boss is not dead yet. On this case, he doesn't do enough damage. 1 Tricaru moves, 2 Tricaru move, 3 Tricaru move. All of them moved without team-ups. Very unlikely to happen, but it still happens. And then they also outspeed the dragon once again. So them outspeeding the dragon once again actually makes them go 3 turns to 1 turn of the dragon for like at least 1 or 2 Tricarus, which makes it very safe even if the team-ups are very messy. So we currently did around 32 second average. I have seen it jumping around between like 29 low second average and 32 high second average. So that is pretty much the averages you get on this team. That is how you make this team very consistent. And there is still quite some improvement for runes to make this team faster. But it's very difficult to get. Also, I'm not farming any necro like I said. So my upgrades will be from broken sets or from fight sets. So if I could add in more fight sets, that would be pretty beneficial. This also randomly sometimes happens. But in the end, very, very solid team. Very, very solid. Crafted by Rex. Once again, this is not crafted by me, but crafted by KingWrex. So appreciated to that guy. At first, I didn't think I could make this team because he's using a lot of... he's using like 8 out of 9 sets on team-up sets. He's using a lot of determination sets. So he's like a determination set on one of his stars. He also re-upped determination. He also re-upped fight, if I'm not mistaken. In my case, I didn't do that, but I could get away with lesser fight runes. Or lesser team runes because I just get enough defense for doing enough. Also, he gave me a tip, which is very nice, which also makes this very safe. Since the Tricarus don't do too much damage, this is a slightly damagey-ish Tricaru with 600 attack. But you want to focus on dealing damage from defense. Besides having your accuracy, which the accuracy again has to be maxed. The accuracy has to be 65 after the artifacts and after if you have it accuracy runes. But they need to be maxed. So in my case, they are all maxed because... Is this one maxed though? This one is the only one that doesn't seem maxed. This one I can still max out. Well, actually, I noticed I don't really need it, so I could go for a little bit more damage, but I could max this out. It is better to have them max out because this one is And it ends at 61, if I'm not mistaken. So it's +5 and then +10 and plus another 10. So that's 61. So for that, and then the artifacts that you want to put on them, this is actually really bad showcase, but additional damage from defense. So I have some that are actually better. This one is, for example, well, additional damage by speed is also good on the fast Tricaru, and then additional damage by defense. For the other one, also additional damage by defense, additional damage by defense. The main reason I go for additional damage by defense rather than going for the standard co-op damage or crit damage as 1 or anything like that is because these Tricarus do very little damage. This one is at like 314 attack. The other one, this one has decent 600, and this one also decent-ish, but not that much. If they are that low on attack, adding crit damage as 1 or co-op damage is not gonna add that much damage, but the main thing is your Tricarus are a backup. Like, let's say immunity happens and your Astars potentially die, which is possible if they get a dot critted and the dragon is below 30%, your Astars will die if you have immunity, or if you have, what's it called, shield or not. You actually need 2 shield sets, maybe 3 to survive that. But because these Tricarus do quite some damage from defense, which ignores the defense, they actually do enough chip damage to kill the dragon even if there's immunity. So that makes your run a lot safer. And as you can see, if I make my Astars do like 5 to 10%, maybe 20%, 10 to 15% more damage, then it's going to get a lot smoother and a lot faster. So I think if someone has like crazy Garrison runes, crazy fight runes, I think this team can go down to like 28 to maybe 27 second average every time. But you need like crazy like fight runes and crazy rage runes for that. So yeah, that is this team updated. The moment most of the time, why was there so little armor breaks? That was weird. Maybe I have to fix that for the, or 61 accuracy. But most of the time, a dungeon video happens when I switch from dungeon. So what I mostly do, I farm dragons for like a month or 2. Then I switch to raid. I farm that like a month or 2. I switch to PC10. I farm that for a month or 2. Then I switch to giants and I farm that for a month or 2. And that's mostly what I do. Or like month or 2. Yeah, like 1 to 2 months. That's pretty common for me. The moment that a new dungeon video happens is mostly when I make that switch. When I make that switch, I have my, I always put my best runes on my dungeon teams. So that my best rage set is on my dungeon team. So whatever damage dealer is working, is that a Verd, is that an Astar, is that a Lucian, doesn't matter, or Julie, it goes to that unit. And I actually save my JSON file for, and I label it like, okay, this is my Dragons B12 team. And this is my Giants B12 team, and this is my Necro B12 team, this is my PC10 team. So I actually have it very easily that I can revert changes back to like how it was. But what I also mainly do when I switch is like, okay, can I make this faster? So this is the first time I switched to Dragons in quite a while. I actually farmed Dragons for like 2-3 weeks, and then I thought like I can maybe make this faster. But the moment I go back to Giants, I will be making a video on the Belial team, how to make that one more consistent. Because you can make a similar approach with outspeeding the units for the Giants Belial team and make that a lot more consistent as well. Maybe add a shield set here or there. So once I have that it's like close to 100% run, because the Belial team that I was running was like 99, but this is for sure 99.9, which is very solid. It does fail, but it's mainly like really random RNG of very bad team ups. Very bad RNG on armor breaks, and that's about it. This team barely dies. If I get better runes, this team will not die at all. So, and then if you run out of energy, that also happens. But as you can see, 33 seconds. Sometimes it was pretty high. The first one I showed was like 29 seconds. So I would say this like 31.5 to 32 second average for me. I would say like 31 second average for me. If you have better runes, you can easily bring this down to like 30, maybe even 29 seconds. So that's it for Seiishizo for this video, and see ya in the next one.